By this point, you've planned your Cool PV installation with the help of Video 1 in this series, Planning and Preparation for the Cool PV System. Now, it's time to mount the racks and install the panels. This video is focused on helping you with a successful panel installation. So let's get to it. First up is installing the mounting racks for the Cool PV panels. Make sure to follow the installation instructions as directed in the Unirack Solar Mount Installation Manual. As for placement, lay them out as instructed in the racking layout section of the Cool PV Installation Manual. We advise installing from the top row down when working with multiple row systems. If the situation requires, installation can start from the bottom, though installers may find it inconvenient to make plumbing connections. Also, panels must be installed using the 1-inch style of mid-panel clamp from Unirack. Unirack mid-clamps are available from Favco and are listed as part number 09619 in the parts list of the Cool PV Installation Manual. Using the panel clamps ensures proper spacing between panels to allow for the separation of the quick union in the event of a mid-panel replacement. What we want to make clear is once you've mounted the racks, there are specific elements of the install to keep an eye on while you're mounting the Cool PV panels. These elements might be different from other PV panels you've installed. A good first step would be to familiarize yourself with the Cool PV modules and the electrical systems by reading and keeping handy a copy of the Solar World Protect Installation Manual. When mounting the Cool PV panels, be mindful when handling the panels. The metal sheet on the backside of the panel is sharp and can cut when caution is not being used. Also, take note, quick unions are only designed to be separated in the event of a mid-panel replacement and should not be separated repeatedly unless absolutely necessary. The first thing to keep in mind when mounting the panels is to connect the PV wiring and perform a typical wire management as each panel is set down. As you go, pay careful attention that each panel is connected to the electrical system before being fully mounted. Double check electrical connections of panels during the installation. This helps you avoid the need to remove panels later on. With that in mind, you can take advantage of the plumbing connections to assist in initial alignment of panels. With the first panel properly placed, lubricate the quick unions with a water or silicone-based lubricant and insert them gently either into the headers of the panel already in the array or into those of the working panel. When inserting the quick unions, be sure to keep the parts lined up concentrically and use care so that the O-rings do not get pinched in the process. Quick union connections can be used to aid your initial panel alignment. They can then be used as a guide, allowing for a rough alignment of the two sets of headers while making a plumbing connection. Something to keep in mind, mid-array removal of panels is possible with Cool PV. However, this removal is more involved than you might be used to with typical PV panels. Therefore, mid-array removal should be avoided if possible. Again, double checking the electrical connections during the initial installation greatly reduces the need for panel adjustments later on. An important heads up, the O-rings are susceptible to pinch damage during installation. Also something to note, make sure the panels are installed flush with no more than a minimal difference in alignment between the quick union and panel. The quick union is a press-fit connector that will seal itself when installed. It should be lubricated with water or a silicone-based lubricant for ease of installation. Although they can also be fitted dry, it is not recommended. A spray bottle filled with water is the easiest way to lubricate O-rings. If an O-ring is lost or damaged, we know what it's like in the field after all, make sure to use a Fafco supplied replacement O-ring. The silicone O-rings used in the quick union and panel adapters cannot be replaced by standard O-rings. Here's another point of caution. Before installing panels, check roof and racking for protruding hardware that may strike the thermal collector. Bolts, such as those for microinverters, should be no more than 3/4 of an inch long. The thermal collectors are easily damaged, and one nick can cause a puncture in the collector, resulting in a leak. If these obstacles are not properly managed and the panel foil and collector become damaged, contact Fafco to order a rebuild kit. With the racks and panels installed and the wiring between them connected, it's time to move on to the next video, which will help install the plumbing.